Okay, we are live. ¿Qué tal, amigos? Stuart here from Spain Speaks with yet another live stream Thursday evening, 7:35 p.m. Back again in the chair, talking to everybody out there who is interested in Spanish news. And that's what we're going to look at today, some of the main stories that have caught my attention in the press. Unfortunately, the Spanish press at the moment is dominated by two things. One is corruption scandals, not only in the football league here, but also in the Canary Islands. A huge political scandal going on there at the moment related to corruption. And also one of Spain's biggest companies, Ferrovial, has decided to pack up and move its headquarters to another country, which we'll have a look at in a minute. First thing today is that the like icon is on the screen now. If you haven't hit the like icon, please do so. And we'll see if we can get up to a decent tally of likes today. And the same format as usual: news, comments. Second half of the video will go into the chat section and check out what is happening there. And I just had a look, and there's a lot of activity already in the chat section, which is good to see. So if you've got something to add in the chat section today, please feel free to add it there. Now, first piece of news, as I said, Ferrovial, one of Spain's biggest construction companies, has said that it is leaving Spain for various reasons. As we can see here, Ferrovial's planned move to the Netherlands triggers uproar in Spain. Ferrovial, the Spanish infrastructure group and part owner of Heathrow Airport, has triggered a political storm by proposing to shift its head office to the Netherlands after its founder raised questions over the business environment in Spain. "I don't think it's acceptable," said Nadia Calviño, Spain's deputy prime minister, as several members of the government condemned Ferrovial's move and suggested it was betraying a country to which it was indebted. Calviño said she had expressed my rejection of this wrong decision on a call on Wednesday with Rafael del Pino, Ferrovial's billionaire chair and son of its founder. The socialist-led coalition government has made attracting foreign capital a priority and secured several high-profile investments, but it remains unpopular with many Spanish corporate leaders who dislike its tax policies, legal reforms, and criticism of big business. And at the end of the day, that is the problem. So basically, you've got the socialist side of the government trying to be business friendly, and then you've got the Podemos side of the government who is attacking big business at every opportunity they get, saying that they're going to create more taxes. We've seen windfall taxes on energy companies and banks, and big construction companies are wondering if their windfall tax is coming soon. And the question is, as the minister there said, the company is indebted to Spain. They are betraying the country. What do you think? Is that true? Or should companies be able to go to more friendly business environments, which is what Ferrovial is suggesting there? So we'll see how this one plays out. But it's not the first time that a big Spanish company has threatened to leave. Banco Santander threatened to do it a couple of years ago. They threatened to move to the United Kingdom. And I think also Iberdrola, which also has international interests, threatened to move their operations to another country, again, the United Kingdom, I believe. But of course, since Brexit, I think that has changed. But anyway, interesting piece of news. Now, the second piece of news today is another story which dominates headlines also, and a very topical subject here. It is related to this one here. Spaniards want to be a civil servant. 7 million citizens have already taken the civil service exam or are preparing to do so. Reaching a civil service post is the professional aspiration of a very large proportion of Spaniards. This is confirmed by the following data. Almost 7 million Spaniards between the ages of 18 and 55 have at some point in their lives taken a civil service examination or are currently doing so. And the figure is even more striking if one takes into account that, according to the Ministry of Public Administration, the number of public administration workers is 2.7 million. The number of civil servants in Spain who say they have taken the civil service exams or are taking them is around 6.8 million, according to a survey published by Oposita Test, to which this newspaper has had access. But there is more in terms of people who intend to take the competitive examination in the near future. We are talking about just over 5 million, it adds. So Spaniards want to be civil servants. And this is one thing that I picked up on over the years living here. The amount of people that spend serious time studying for one of these public exams, whether it be years, months, or quite a long period of time. And some of them are successful, some of them are not. You meet quite a lot of people in the private sector that have tried to become civil servants, going for high-level exams, haven't been successful, forced to go into the private sector, and they're not happy about that. And I was thinking to myself recently, I said, how many people do I know in Australia or people in other countries that want to be civil servants? And I couldn't think of more than one or two, or people that are civil servants, whereas here in Spain it seems to be that everybody that you speak to has the ambition to work for the civil service. So what does that say? For me, it says a lot about the country, but that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think about this topic, and if you know aspiring civil servants or people that are already working for the civil service in your group of friends here in Spain, let us know. Now, the last piece of news that we'll look at today. These are the 5 best cities in Spain to visit in 2023, according to National Geographic. National Geographic, the emblematic magazine of nature, science, history, travel and adventure reports and photographs, has announced for the first time in its history its awards for the best destinations in the world. Among the categories, National Geographic's tireless travels will be able to choose the best international, Latin American and European destination. Within Spain, there are categories for the best beach, nature, gastronomic destination, as well as the best urban or natural environment, hotel, or the best gastronomic route. However, today we are going to focus our attention on the 5 finalist cities in the running to become the best urban destination in Spain. So, what are these 5 destinations which are in the running to become the best urban or city destination in Spain this year, according to National Geographic? Now, some of the cities, no surprises, but some cities did surprise me. For example, these are the 5 Spanish cities that are in the running. Number 1, León in the north of Spain, Málaga in the south of Spain, Palma de Mallorca, Valencia, and Vitoria-Gasteiz. Now, I've done videos on León or in León. I've done videos in Vitoria-Gasteiz. The other 3 places I visited, Malaga and the Valencian community, of course. I haven't been to Valencia city, but it is one place that I have on my map to visit. And of course, Palma de Mallorca, also a popular destination. But those are the 5 cities that are in the running. No particular order there. So number 1 is not León. Number 2 is not what we saw. No particular order, but we'll see which city wins the award for the best urban destination or the best city destination here in Spain in 2023. And no doubt that those cities there have a lot to offer when it comes to city tourism. León, a fantastic city. Vitoria, one of the best cities that I've seen in this country. Some people agree, some people don't. But cities in the north of Spain, as you guys know, are very high on my list. And the other ones there, if you're in Malaga, let us know what you think of the city. If you're in Valencia, let us know if it has a chance. Or if you are in Palma de Mallorca, let us know if that is a good chance to win that award this year. Let us know. Now we're up to the 8-minute mark, which means that the news has come to an end. So I'm going to put the like icon back on the screen again. If you haven't hit the like icon yet, please do so just below the video. As we go into the comment section now. We're up to 60 likes, so we'll see if we can get up to the 100 mark today. I think that would be a reasonable total today to aspire to. Now, into the comment section, as I said, the first one we're going to look at today is this one here. This one here from Andres. Great live stream, Stuart. Use windshield wiper fluid that contains alcohol or glycol, I think that is, or glycol, which prevents freezing by lowering the freezing point. Now, I had a problem the other day because I drove early in the morning. It was 4 below zero, and I couldn't clean the windscreen because the water was frozen. So a tip there from Andres, add those 2 products there with the alcohol or the other product. And you shouldn't have that problem in the morning to clean your windscreen. So thank you very much, Andres. Because I don't come from a climate which is very cold, I've never learnt those tricks when I grew up, and I don't normally use my car early in the morning. The other day I had an exception that I had to take my son to school, and that was the reason I was travelling in such cold conditions. But as I said, Andres, Thanks for the advice. Another comment here from Adrian. My wife loves the Governor from Mercadona after recommendations from a neighbour who are wine lovers, as is she. Now, this wine popped up the other day. We were shown a white wine from Mercadona, and a red wine as well was mentioned called the Governor. Now, I didn't find the image the other day, but I have found the image. Actually, somebody sent it through. Lisa Jane sent it through, who made the original comment. And this is the Governor. I'm not sure this is the one they sell in Mercadona, but this is the one that's available on the winery's website, the Governor. And it is a Merlot, I think. And it comes from the Valdepeñas region here in Spain. If you're not familiar with Valdepeñas, it's in Castilla-La Mancha, just before you hit the mountainous area to go into Andalusia. That is Valdepeñas. In fact, I think Valdepeñas is one of the last big town or city before you head south into Andalusia. And it is a wine growing area. And that wine is made by a winery called Felix Solis, I think is the name of the winery. I think they are the biggest wine producers in this country, in the Valdepeñas area. And a lot of that Valdepeñas wine, which for me, it's not one of my favorite wine growing areas, but it is quite popular with Menú del Día wines. And that one there in the Mercadona. And apparently people say that it is quite a decent drop for the price, around €3, I think. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to try that wine and see if it does live up to the reputation that people are giving it. So thanks for the input on the wine there with the Governor. And as we saw in that comment there, Adrian's wife loves it, as do the neighbours. So no doubt a couple of bottles being knocked off over the weekend, I imagine. Another comment. Let's have a look at this one here from Janet. Hi, Stuart. There are plenty of B&Bs in England. They're not as cheap as they used to be. So sad. We'll move on to another part of the comment. So sad for the woman who rescued the abandoned dog. She took a very big risk not knowing the history of the animal. A dog that attacks in this way would have been taken away and put down in the UK. Thank you for your interesting update. Now, on that, I imagine the dog was taken away and put down as well. I think dangerous dogs are dealt with in that way, especially if somebody is killed in a dog attack and the dog didn't have an owner. Of course, we saw that it was abandoned, unfortunately, and pit bulls are the most abandoned breed of dogs in this country, unfortunately. And for the lady who was doing the right thing, taking the dog in, or at least thinking she was doing the right thing, losing her life tragically as a result of the attack. And the first part of the comment here from Janet, plenty of Airbnbs still in England. I asked the question the other day because I remember when I was travelling around the UK many years ago, I used to like to stay in B&Bs. They were expensive for my budget back in the day, if you compared them to youth hostels and things like that. But I liked the idea of staying in somebody's home, getting a nice warm bed, having a nice breakfast in the morning and moving on, and also getting to meet some of the locals, because as we know, the B&Bs, traditionally you get to meet the owners, not like with Airbnbs where you just get a code sent to your mobile telephone, you put it in and away you go. There's none of that human contact that you used to get with Airbnbs. And I asked the question, are they still around? Because I'm curious, and apparently, according to Janet and some other comments that were left on the video the other day, Ireland, United Kingdom, Airbnbs are still running. So that's good to see. Another comment here from Travel Nuts. Not a fan of Mercadona, but a value in Aldi or Lidl. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Mercadona either. I don't know why. I understand that it is a hugely popular supermarket in this country, 25% of the market share. So 1 in 4 people here in Spain goes to Mercadona. But I don't find it a great supermarket for some reason. I prefer to go to places where there's more choice, where there's better fresh products on display. But Mercadona, for whatever reason, maybe you can give me some ideas in the chat section as to why you like it. But I agree with Travel Nuts here that not really a fan. But then again, I'm not a fan of Lidl or Aldi here in Spain either, for whatever reason. I don't know. I've got the supermarkets that I go to. I go to a local one called Alramas quite a lot. I also go to Carrefour a fair bit as well. And those are the supermarkets that I tend to gravitate to on a weekly basis. Mercadona, if I need to go there, yeah, I do. My partner's a Mercadona lover. She goes there all the time, once or twice a week, to buy the products, and her excuse is that she knows where everything is. So that's why she goes there. But for me, I don't know. The next one here from Larry Ennis. 80% of electrical vehicles are charged at home. Yeah, not sure whether that's the case in Spain, Larry, to be honest. I'm not sure whether here in Spain 80% are. I know that in the United Kingdom it's possible. Maybe in Australia it's also possible because, of course, people can plug their electric cars in at home. Here in Spain it's a little bit more difficult when you live in a flat or an apartment because you're sharing your garage with a lot of people and there might not be a plug for you to plug your electric car in. And I've seen quite a few examples of where people have stuck a cord out the window from their second floor apartment down to the street to plug in their electric car. So not sure whether in Spain 80% of electric vehicles, as we can see here, are charged at home. I can't guarantee that that would be the case, but in other countries, perhaps where you have your own private parking and a place where you can plug your car in, that might be the case. But in Spain, I don't think so. But thanks for the comment there, Larry. And finally, one here from Nerve. How are the allergies this year, Stu? Yeah, they're not too bad, actually. Better than last year. Last year, I had a serious problem with allergies. In fact, this time of the year, I was, my nose was running constantly, bad cough, itchy eyes, all of the things that you associate with allergies. But this year, a little bit under control compared to last year. And I don't know what the reason is, but I'm happy. But the worst is yet to come. Unfortunately, when we start getting into April, May, we're going to start to get into some serious spring weather. And that's when my allergies will flare up again. But my winter allergies are better this year, and maybe it's because the pollution is not as bad as it has been in past years, or maybe it's because my neighbour cut down those problematic trees that he had. Maybe that's one of the reasons as well, but thanks for the interest there, Nerve. The allergies are not as bad as they were before. Now, like icon back on the screen coming up now, so if you haven't hit the like icon, please do so just below the video, and we'll see if we can get up to a decent tally. I'm also going to change the backdrop. Let's put this one up here, and it is Heidi from Malaga sent this one through, and it's a nice sunset, I think, with those nice Malaga colours, some of the nice spring colours maybe that you get down there in Malaga. So thanks for sending this one through, Heidi, and yes, the size is perfect, and I'm just going to put the email address on the screen. So that's the email address to send it through to, spainspeaks@gmail.com. Send them through to this picture, to that email address there, if you have one to show. Now, into the comment section. Let's see what's going on here. Plenty of activity in the chat section. Let's see what's going on. Let's see if I can find some interesting chat, starting from the beginning. We've got Andrew coming in. Melilla, apparently, replying to Philip, who must have posed the question. Melilla, is a fascinating place that's full of history and great places to eat. Only downside is the thousands of looky men. Yeah, so there we go. We don't really hear much about Melilla or Ceuta, not really as places to visit. For some reason, I don't know why. But Andrew saying that it is a decent place to visit. What else we got going on here? Barbara coming in from Playa Flamenca. Regular viewer is Barbara. James also coming in with Kathy from Worcester, drinking a chilled Pinot Grigio tonight. There we go. Hope that goes down well with your meal. Andrew coming in from a sunny Amariña. Warm but chilly wind. Mugger coming in from El Campello. Amanda coming in from the UK. Philip asking that... or not asking, but saying that he's off to Melilla for a few days. Don't know if there's much there to do. It's a pretty small place, I think, Philip. It's not really a place that you can visit over a long period of time. I think you're quite limited. Maybe you can cross the border and go into Morocco. Michael coming in from Torrox. What else we got going on here? Remy coming in from the Netherlands. Babs coming in from Wales. What else we got going on here? Richard coming in from North Yorkshire, bracing themselves for the cold wind and snow that is coming. Hope it's not as bad as predicted, Richard. Alan coming in also from San Diego, I think. Alan, or are you back in Spain? Let us know. What else we got going on here? Jonathan coming in from Uruguay. What else we got going on? Gino also here as well. Alan saying corruption in Spain, can't believe it, exclamation mark, various. Yeah, back again, rearing its ugly head, unfortunately, but the government is saying that they're on top of the situation. They've forced their allegedly corrupt politician in the National Congress to resign, and they're saying that not like the opposition party, which let the corruption fester, they're saying that they've got it out of the system quickly. But we don't know how many more people will be implicated in this corruption situation. Only one person is in jail currently, and that is a civil guard general who has been arrested for his dealings in this corruption scandal. But I'm sure more will come to light in coming weeks and days. What else we got going on here? John is in the chat section as well, talking about road tax. In the UK, you don't have to pay road tax for your car if you are registered disabled. I understand in Spain you don't have to comply to ULEZ rules. If this is the case, do you know this? John, unfortunately, John, I don't know much about that, but we'll open it up to the chat section and see if we can get some input there for you. But thanks for posing the question anyway. Remy, vinos and tacos, heaven on earth. What else we got going on here? Corruption in the Canaries, who would have thought that? A lot of people are saying that they're not surprised by what's happening down there. I think it's some type of subsidy scam that they worked out, that the money coming in from the European Union to give to farmers, people in the middle, taking their cut. And some of the images that I'm seeing on the television at the moment of what these people were getting up to, going to certain types of hotels and expensive restaurants. And as we saw, more about this corruption scandal will play out in coming weeks, I am sure. What else we got going on here? Nico coming in from the Delta del Ebro. Heidi is in the chat section as well. The cock-up with the tunnels probably hasn't helped. Yeah, we saw that a couple of weeks ago as well, about those tunnels that were too small for the trains. Don't know who got that one wrong, but a huge mistake as well. YD also in the chat section. A little road trip next week. We'll spend 3 nights in Madrid with our dog. What are the areas you walk around since we can't do any indoor touristy stuff? Madrid, there's plenty of parks in the center of the city where you can walk around with your dog. Madrid's a fairly dog-friendly city. You'll see plenty of people walking around with dogs, and the sidewalks and the footpaths are quite wide, so you shouldn't have a problem with that. But basically, I would recommend a park called the Parque del Oeste, which is to the west side of the city. It's a big park, not crowded, and you should be able to take your dog there and give it a good run around in that park. But quite a few parks in the center of Madrid if you look for them. What else we got going on here? We've got Lucy coming in from Ottawa. What else we got going on here? Let's have a look. Plenty of chat here today. Jonathan talking about the civil servants in Uruguay. Many civil servants and aspiring civil servants as well. There are many state-owned companies that control many sectors of the economy. Yeah, that's one of the situations down there, no doubt, and people trying to get into those private public companies, Jonathan, and also working for the state, because a lot of countries, unfortunately, don't like private enterprise. And we can see some sides of the governments in some countries, not going to mention any names, are a little bit against private enterprise. They see them as the enemy. Interesting. Good. Dave, US correspondent, is in the chat. Let's see what's going on there. Hoping that everybody is happy and healthy. Mallorca under the sun is here as well. I would say Palma is the best. I may be biased. Well, if you live in Mallorca, I would say that you are a little bit biased there. Mallorca under the sun. But some of the other cities there that we saw are very, very good cities. Dave also chipping in saying that there are so many wonderful cities to explore in Spain. Absolutely. From an urban tourism type of view, Dave, I agree wholeheartedly with that comment. Ed coming in from Barcelona, 9 degrees Celsius there. John coming in from, I don't know where, John, but saying civil service jobs, the pensions. That is true. What else we got going on here? Valencia says, Dave, it has to be El Davido. Could be Dave, not sure. We'll see what the result is We'll see what the result is in a couple of months' time when we get the results. Jason coming in from Wolverhampton. Ed missed the news. Don't worry, Ed, you didn't miss much today. Just the normal stories. What else we got going on here? Valencia the Fallas. The governor is great, says Ronnie. Another recommendation for the governor. So it looks as though I'm definitely going to have to try that wine and see if it is as good as people say. The governor in London is around €9. I think we saw it here for around 3 in Mercadona, so fairly big markup on the governor in London, but that's to be expected. Most important thing is that you consider that you are getting a decent wine for the price. That's the most important thing. Steve coming in from Ireland. Love the live thing. Love this live thing. You've changed to informative and entertaining. We're moving out of San Miguel Las Salinas this year. Cheers, Cobber. Yeah, the live stream has changed. I've changed the format. Get the news and the comments out of the way first. Go into the chat section afterwards. And I think people are appreciating the new form. Travel Adventures with John and Maria coming in from El Campello. If you made the list of if I made the list of best cities in Spain, what would they be? Well, yeah, I like nearly every city that I go to. If you watch my travel videos, you could come to that conclusion. I went to Murcia a couple of weeks ago, and I liked Murcia. Some people criticize me for that, saying that I should have gone to Cartagena, which is a better city. But Murcia I did enjoy. And somebody sent me an email the other day saying that I made the local press in Murcia as well. So that was surprising. I made the local press down there. But the best city that I've seen so far here in Spain from an everything point of view, the weather's not the best, probably is Bilbao in the north. Oviedo I liked as well. A city that I didn't like very much are the more tourist cities. Toledo I don't like very much, even though it's a fantastic city to look at visually. The amount of tourists there I don't like, so those things I take into consideration. But Vitoria, also a nice city. Leon, I like Leon. Yeah, but like I said, I like most cities that I go to. What else we got going on here? Let's have a look here. Joe the Bombero, go to a bullfight in Malaga after a day at the beach and have drinks at the Plaza afterwards. Yeah, a popular thing to do in Malaga, I think, the bullfighting in the summer months. Although I'm not a fan of bullfighting, as people will know. What else we got going on here? Let's have a look. Amanda apparently not well, so a lot of people wishing Amanda gets better. And I also hope that, Amanda, if you're not feeling well. What else we got going on here? Let's see. Larry's adding to the electric car debate some positive aspects regarding electric vehicles. To get 250 Ks from an ICE car will cost €25. Electric car, €7.17. There we go. So a lot cheaper, apparently, which is good to see. What else we got going on? Richard is like 76 today. Coming in from England, I imagine. Kevin also coming in here into the chat section. Wife Doreen and Kevin bought and moved to Spain over 20 years ago and not regretted it. More money in our pockets and cheaper living, not to mention the council tax, only €47 a year. There we go. Cheap council rates. One of the pros of living in Spain. Housing tax can be a little bit expensive for some people, but council taxes, no, according to Kevin and Doreen there. Jonathan loves Carrefour as well. Mercadona has the best wine selection, says Jay, here in Peníscola. Also, the other items that aren't available in Consume. Yeah, that's surprising for me because I normally see Mercadona having a very limited wine section, Jay, but maybe the one that you go to has more. Not sure. What else we got going on here? Let's have a look. Bob coming in as well, also adding to the Mercadona debate. Let's have a look. Tend to use fruit and vegetables grown and located close to their stores to support local supplies. So that's a pro for Mercadona, according to Bob. Pamela's also in the chat section here. Claire's adding to the debate about Mercadona. Used to like it, but as she hasn't been in Spain for over 3 years, so who knows where I'll go when I'll go and make it over again. So Claire used to be a fan of Mercadona when she was here. And as I said, it's the most popular supermarket in Spain with 25% of the market share, so 1 in 4 people shop there. Now, I think we've got a super chat. I'll just find it there from Marcus, €10. I'll put that one on the screen here. Glad to see that you made the newspapers here in Murcia. There we go. I just mentioned that a minute ago. Yeah, I was surprised. I was speaking to a student in Cartagena, and he goes, are you a YouTuber? And I said, yeah, I put videos on YouTube. And he goes, well, I think you're in the local paper down here. And I said, what? And he sent me the link. I think it's the La Opinión de Murcia, I think. It was the name of the press outlet. And I couldn't believe it. There I was, my picture in the newspaper down there in Murcia, and it was a fairly good article. It wasn't too negative, so that was also good. But thanks for the support there, Marcus. €10. Thanks for that. All right, what else we got going on here? Quickly in the chat section, we've got Claire talking about Mercadona fresh milk, not liking UHT. Yeah, we can get fresh milk in more supermarkets nowadays. The majority seem to have fresh milk. A little bit more expensive than the UHT, but I prefer it. Considering that I had fresh milk all my life until I came to Spain. Remy saying that spring is at the door, apparently. 3 weeks away. There we go. Makish is in the chat section as well. Just a note to thank you for the work. Long-time viewer here is Makish. Thank you very much for that, Makish, for those words. Thank you. What else we got going on here? Yeah, Marcus also getting back to the my comments about the traffic were noted. They responded that roadworks are underway right now to pedestrianise many areas. Well, I didn't have that information before, but the video was picked up because a platform for a more car-friendly city picked up on the video and also retweeted it to thousands of people, and that's one of the reasons it was picked up by the press. I think it's called Murcia Sostenible or something is the name of the platform, and they liked the comments that I said that the city was very noisy and cars dominate the city, which, let's be honest, cars dominate every city here in Spain. So they saw my words as promoting their cause, and that's one of the reasons why it was picked up. But in a flat city like Murcia, I think with the transport options available in the city centre, some people complained that in the outskirts the transport system is not that good. But from what I saw, it was fairly good. So, yeah, a more pedestrianised city, always a pro in my opinion, especially when the cities are flat. You can get around on foot easily, or other forms of transport. What else we got going on here? Lucy coming in. People working for the government, namely for the pension and health benefits. Yeah, maybe. I was speaking to a civil servant just a minute ago, and she told me that while we were lucky during the pandemic, we were the only ones that got our full salaries during that time. And yeah, they were. The government paid civil service workers, whereas public workers, private sector workers, unfortunately, a lot of people were put in furlough schemes and a lot of people lost their jobs. So having a public job was beneficial during that COVID period, especially here in Spain. All right, what else have we got going on here? Another super chat here from Classic Cars. $11.99. Thank you very much for that. Put it towards Marcus 10 with the 10 from Marcus, and buy a bottle of El Mozo Malas Piedras Rioja, $21.99. There we go. Now, if I do that, John, I'm going to become a wine snob, but I'm going to put this 21 or this $21.99 towards that wine, and also the 40 that I got last week from, I think it was from who was it that gave the 40, if I remember correctly. I think it was, I can't remember, but I'll remember in a minute because Gino, forgetting your name there. But Gino donated or supported the channel last week with 40. That's going towards a 40 bottle of wine. So I can see myself becoming not only an alcoholic in the short term, but also a wine snob if I go down that path. So hopefully I'll be able to get back onto the more cheaper bottles of Plonk after this. Dave saying, A Coruña, we need to get up there. Absolutely. A Coruña, I think, is an interesting city up there in Galicia. And Galicia is definitely on my radar. I went to Lugo a few years ago, I think during the pandemic 2020, and I did like Lugo. So I'll get back to Galicia one day, Dave, no doubt. All right, what else we got going on? Pamela's in the chat section here as well, saying hello. What else we got going on here? Sheila says that daughter and husband always buy the Governor. There we go. $2.80. We saw it in London for $9. $2.80 at Mercadona. Enjoy it and love the channel. Thank you very much, Sheila. What else we got going on here? Michael, civil service jobs, perfect for life, not requiring you to do more than you have to. Do I need to say more? That seems to be the general consensus for civil service jobs. I've got nothing against people that work for the civil service. Of course, we need civil servants. But when you get to the situation here in Spain where so many people are desperate to get into the civil service, then it does become a bit of a problem. And when they go into the private sector, they're not necessarily happy. Now, I'm going to change the backdrop to this other one that was sent in, also Malaga. So we've got two from Malaga. We've got this nice rural Malaga. The other one sent in from Angela, which is Torremolinos. It's sand sculptures, and a little bit freaky, the sand sculptures there. But thanks for sending this one in from a beach down there in Torremolinos. Thanks for this one, Angela. Now, I'm going to put the little email address here. So if you've got a similar picture, spainspeaks@gmail.com, send it through, and we'll get it onto the backdrop over the next couple of weeks. Pamela also confirming 3 more weeks to spring. Yeah, that's true. Calendar spring. Don't know when the weather's going to change, though. Don't know. What else we got going on here? Let's have a look here. Mick coming in from Moreira. And we're almost running out of chat, so not much more as far as the chat section is concerned. So I might have to wrap up the live stream. Lorenzo asking, have I tried Vino Mark? No, I haven't tried that one, Lorenzo, but thanks for recommending it. I sort of stick to the same wines every time I go to the supermarket because they're the ones that are on display, the ones that the supermarket stocks. So I tend to rotate 3 or 4 different types. Maybe I buy 1 bottle a week, sometimes 2 if people come over at the weekend for dinner or lunch. But I normally tend to stick to the same wines unless I go to a specialty wine store where there's more on offer, and that's when I normally get a bit more variety. But the local supermarket of decent wines, or what I consider to be decent wines at my local supermarket, probably 4 or 5 that I go back to every time because I know that I'm going to get a decent drop with those ones there. So that's the reason for that. But I'm open to suggestions, so send them through. Janet's also put a super chat up. Thank you very much, Janet. Have a drink on me. Thanks for your updates. Thank you very much, Janet. Very generous of you there. €5. I will put that towards a bottle of wine, or maybe I could buy 2 bottles of the Governor for that price. Thank you very much. $2.90 was the Governor. I think the white wine that we saw the other day was only €2.60. I've got a Mercadona video planned. It's on my planning board over there. I'm going to look at some of the products that they've got in that supermarket, and I might include wine in the video, so stay tuned for that one. I managed to get a food video done today, so that'll be coming out either tomorrow or on Saturday, and I looked at a couple of traditional dishes, let's say, here in Spain, and I also drank with this meal today a different bottle of wine, not a Rioja or Ribera del Duero. So as I said, stay tuned for that one. All right, Heidi's also saying that they'll give the Governor a shot, and Heidi will let us know what she thinks of it. Thank you very much, Heidi. We'll wait for your feedback on the Governor, and I'm sure lots of people will be buying the Governor the next time they're in Mercadona. So the next time I head to Mercadona, I will buy a bottle of the Governor. Purdue saying that basically all wines are the same. Asking a question. Are all wines basically the same? Never had one. Well, it depends on your level of taste, I suppose. For some people, I imagine they all taste the same. For some people, are able to distinguish. I, for example, can't really distinguish at the high end. I can distinguish from cheap ones, medium range, and more expensive ones. But when you start talking about expensive wines, I can't really distinguish because I don't have the sophisticated palate, I suppose. But some people can. They would be people that call themselves a wine connoisseur, but for me, that is not the case. But thanks for the input. S4 coming in from La Línea de Concepción. James says he likes Glorioso, Rioja. Quite common in the supermarkets is Glorioso, and it's not bad. It's not bad. It's around €6 a bottle, I think. And Heidi also saying that the salted caramel ice cream tub in Mercadona is very nice. In general, I think Heidi ice creams at Mercadona are quite a good quality. It's one of their standout local products. And Edward saying, how about Costco for wines? I'm not a Costco guy. My partner's brother or my brother-in-law is a Costco guy. He shops there for his family. He's got a big family, so he's a Costco guy. And he buys a wine called Kirkland. I think it's the shop wine, Kirkland, and it's decent. It's decent, is Kirkland Spanish Rioja. So if you've got that in your local Costco, check it out. The Kirkland brand. And I found out that Kirkland is a suburb in Washington State, I think. So that you learn something new every day. All right, now I'm up to the 41-minute mark. I'm going to start to wrap the live stream up. The conversation is flowing in the chat section. We're up to 141 likes, so I'll just put the little like icon back on the screen. If you haven't hit it yet, please do so. It will also help the video or the live stream, if you like, hitting that like button. We'll see if we can get up to 150. Sunday will be the next live stream. Hopefully, I will be back. I should be back, unless I get sick or something like that. You never know with the amount of flu and colds that are going around at the moment. And hopefully my allergies won't flare up, but I should be back again on Sunday. Makisha's adding to the wine debate. Wine tasting is similar to perfume smelling. Some perfumes have depth and different notes you can distinguish. There we go, for the more sophisticated noses and palates when it comes to wine, I think. But like I said, once I get over the 15, 16 euro mark with a bottle of wine, I can't really tell the difference. But anyway, that's just me. What else we got going on here quickly before I wrap it up? Alan confirming that Costco is the largest wine importer in the US. Paris Costco has the best-selling selection of Italian wines, Seville So. Yeah, but like I said, I haven't had the Costco experience, but I might get there one day. It's not far from where I live, but it's a bit out of my way, but I could try and make the Costco trip one day. I'll get my brother-in-law's little Costco card because I think you have to be a member to go to Costco, or at least that's what somebody told me. So I'll see if I can get his card. And Sean the Prawn, can you get Portuguese wines in Spain? Do you prefer Spanish wines? Well, I like Portuguese wines in Portugal. I like Spanish wines in Spain. I don't know whether this is a fact that I could prove, but I tend to like the wines of a country when I'm in the country. So if I'm in Australia, I like Australian wines. If I'm in Spain, I like Spanish wines. If I'm in Portugal, I like Portuguese wines. If I'm in Lisbon, I like wines from Lisbon. If I'm in Porto, I like red wines from the north of Portugal. If I'm in different parts of the country here in Spain, I'll try the local drops. So, for example, last week, Jumilla in Murcia was the wine that was on offer, and it was very nice in Murcia. Would it be the same if I was in Galicia drinking that wine from Jumilla? I don't know. Or would you go for a red wine from the Ribeira Sacra, which is more in that area? That's what I think. But like I said, I don't know whether I could prove that theory. But when I'm in Portugal, I like Portuguese wines. And Portuguese wines, I have them on the same level as Spanish wines, to be honest, when it comes to price quality. But anyway, that's just me. Now, I'm going to cut the live stream short. 44 minutes, I think, is enough today. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your input in the chat section. Thank you enormously to the people that donated to the channel, supported the channel through the super chat option. Many thanks for that. Thanks for people that have also supported the channel recently through the super thanks and also buying me a coffee or whatever. It's greatly appreciated, and all of the support I get from the viewers goes towards making the channel better, whether it be through camera quality, sound quality, light quality. I'm just trying to make better videos as I go through the process. So thank you very much for the support. I'll see you guys all again on Sunday, hopefully. Hasta entonces, hasta luego, adiós.